Rose here, and today I'm going to be showing you my Vulture Culture collection. I'm not a long-time collector, so all of these I don't have a lot, but here we go. So the first thing I want to show you is this pelt. This is my first ever pelt, and we actually don't quite know what it is because we got it from Goodwill. It has this very long tail. We were told that it was a kangaroo. So it has this very long tail, and it's very soft, and I have it tacked to the wall right now. It's very professionally done. It looks like it was meant to be a rug of some sort because of the durability of the tan, but it is real fur, and it's super cool. So now we're just going to go in order here. Oops, I just dropped that. These are some raccoon scraps. I got them. They were going to be thrown away, so all of my scraps are like fly ties and stuff that were going to be thrown away. So this is skunk, just North American skunk. This that I just dropped into the bedding, this is red fox scraps. This right here is black bear. It's very coarse and rough. This is an Arctic foxtail. All of these are ethically sourced from roadkill, except for the bear. The bear was, I honestly don't remember where the bear came from. I have no idea where the kangaroo came from because it was just from Goodwill, but from my research, kangaroos are overpopulated and considered a pest in Australia, so that's probably where it came from. Kitty, what are you doing? Kitty? Yes, hello, I see you. This, unfortunately, came from a fur farm. It was going to be tossed because they don't use the tails and trimmings, and so I, quote-unquote, rescued it. This is a bobcat jaw. It used to be a full skull, and then my dogs got a hold of it. This here is cat. Stop it. This is a rabbit pelt from the UK. Alright, you need to stop it. Let go. This is a coyote jaw, which once again was part of a skull that got eaten by a dog. This is a coyote tooth. This is a gray fox skull, complete with the lower jaw, as you can see. This is a mummified possum head with a quartz crystal in its mouth. It's really beautiful. It's really well done. There's a small odor to it, but I think that that's always going to be how it is with a mummified animal, because, I mean, all the flesh is still on it and stuff. It basically, it smells like a bag of mealworms. I know, or it smells actually more like bot flies, which I know because this right here is a red foxtail, which is the same story as the Arctic foxtail. It was going to get trashed, so I took it I bought it because I would rather these animals have a purpose than just get tossed or burned. This is also a rabbit tail. Now, I'm hoping that the lighting is okay for this. Maybe I'll turn on the flashlight. Ooh, alright. This here is a raccoon tail. It's also from the same place as the other tails I have. This is a ringtail cat tail, same story. A silver fox tail, which is, once again, the same story, because silver foxes aren't just natural, they are almost always farmed. So if you're getting any of these color morphs, just be aware that they are most likely coming from breeders, and breeders aren't always ethical. Down here we just have the remainder of the scraps of black bear and skunk. Kitty, please. And then this here is more red fox scraps. This is a coyote paw. It's very pretty. I love it a lot. This is a slightly damaged, as you can see, badger face that was trapped ethically, and it was slightly damaged, so they were just going to toss it, so I got it. Same thing with this bobcat. It has some holes in its head, and it was going to be tossed, and so I got it. This is a coyote head that actually came, it was my first ever vulture anything at all, and it came from a Renaissance festival, so I can't speak to where it came from. This right here is, you may not be able to see it super well, but this is a lynx paw. You can see the claws right here, all the toes. It's very beautiful. This is a gray fox tail and a coyote tail. And then as for full pelts, I have this wonderful coyote pelt right here. You can see it has full face, but it's slightly damaged. And it's full body, including the tail, and then the feet. It's really beautiful. It's kept tube, and you can see it's a little bit. You can see a little bit of like patchiness, but I love it anyway. It's very beautiful. I got it for Christmas. And then this is probably my proudest. This is a coy wolf. It's a coyote red wolf hybrid. It has beautifully done ears, which are really nice. Let's see. Maybe I'll just take it off so that you guys can see the face. Look at how beautiful that face is. Look at its nose. And it's pretty big. It's like, even from hanging higher, it goes down to the same length. It doesn't have legs, but it's beautifully tanned, as you can see. And this is actually a very personal one, because my grandfather shot it. My grandfather has a farm, and what? Do you have something to say about that? My grandfather has a farm, and it was chasing his chickens, and so he cornered it and shot it, and then he thought that it was just too beautiful of an animal to let rot or to give to the dogs, so he tanned it so that he could keep its memory, which is very honorable. I love it. It's so soft. But yeah, so that's my amateur vulture collection. I've got 2 shelves, a wall pelt, and then these 2 hanging pelts, and I've got more stuff on the way. I do want to say that it's very important for you to look into your state's laws before buying any vulture stuff, because the sellers can't be liable if you end up like buying something that's illegal in your state and then they confiscate it. Like, that's not the buyer's fault, it's your fault for not knowing the laws of your state. Here in Texas, it's legal to own any of these that you've bought, but it is not legal to pick up roadkill and do anything with it yourself. All roadkill it can't be collected. It must be reported to your troopers or your game wardens. It's also illegal to sell any fur-bearing animal parts without a proper trapper's license. So all of these are purchased for personal use. None of them are scavenged by me, and none of them are for resale. So I am abiding by all the laws and making sure that I'm not getting in trouble. Everything is within the laws because it's all for personal use, and I'm not gaining any profit off of any of these. So if you do want to resell stuff like this, you do need a trapper's license in Texas, so make sure you look into the rules before you go selling your Vulture Culture stuff. Thank you for coming and looking at my collection, and I hope you enjoyed this monument to these animals, pasts and presents. I do this because I love animals a lot, and when an animal dies, I don't like to see it just go to waste. So all of these animals, all of these pieces, they all have a story, and they're all important for me. and they all live on in this monument to their lives. They each have a story, and I'm preserving this story. So, I hope that you enjoyed that tour, and I will be back with more Vulture Culture stuff soon. Thank you.